So, Kevin Hart buys an incredibly badass Barracuda from a custom performance shop, lets one of his dumbass friends drive it on a public road that is not designed for high-speed maneuvers. His dumbass, inexperienced friend... How do you know he was a dumbass, inexperienced friend? Look at the pictures of the damn car. His dumbass, inexperienced friend wrecks the car, and Kevin Hart cries, "Boo-hoo me, I'm suing the auto shop because I'm too stupid to know what I'm doing when I'm spending an ass ton of money." Instead of saying that we need to regulate auto shops to protect you from you, maybe we ought to regulate the privilege of your driver's license. Just because you have a driver's license that says you can drive a Class C car does not mean that you can drive a 500 horsepower car versus the 100 horsepower Corolla that you last drove before you became rich. You got rich and immediately got in car services and high performance vehicles. I guarantee you drive your high performance vehicles like a baby, which is perfectly fine because Jesus Christ, they're expensive. But to sit here and say that it's somebody else's responsibility for your own stupidity and inexperience, you paid a shop to build you the most badass Barracuda that you could possibly have for the price that you had quoted them. Or the price they quoted you, and you okayed it. To sit here and say they need to put in safety equipment on top of that is ridiculous. To sit there and say that they need to turn down the job because it has too much horsepower for the safety equipment that it has, that is on you. You bought the car, you chose how it was to be built. You accepted it upon completion. You looked at the car. Did you see a roll cage in it? No. Did you see a roll bar in it? No. Did you see airbags in it? No. And yet, you finalized payment and you moved on with the ownership of the vehicle. I don't even know where to go with you lefties. It's like, seriously, why can you not have any form of self-accountability?
And it's not just Kevin Hart himself. Both the driver of the car and the other passenger in the back seat are also getting attorneys to file lawsuits. And you're like, hey, driver, you were the one breaking the law, driving recklessly, and caused a crash. That, last I checked, caused the owner of the car to have multiple fractures in his spine, requiring surgery.
Last time I checked, for a 500 horsepower car to crash on a public road...
650 plus horse.
Oh, I'm sorry, 650 plus horse.
It was a 6.4 liter Hemi with the supercharger thrown in a 70 Barracuda chassis.
So, you essentially took a nuclear reactor, put it inside a Fisher-Price car, and then I guarantee you proceeded to break laws, not just one, but multiple laws. And now you want someone else to pay for that? You want someone else to be held accountable for your mistakes, for your immaturity, and for your lack of self-responsibility.
Yeah, no, that actually sums it up pretty well.
So, in conclusion, if you do something that results in your own injury, you do not need to look at the piece of equipment that did the damage, and thus those that made the equipment. You need to look at the person who is responsible for and in control of that equipment. So, Mr. Hart, quit being a socialist pussy, man up, deal with the surgeries that you have to deal with, and then accept the responsibility that you did this. You allowed someone who had no business driving a high-performance vehicle to drive your high-performance vehicle in a non-safe environment. It is not the fault of the shop. It is your fault. It is your friend's fault. But more, it is your fault. You own the car, you put the keys in the dude's hand, and you told the passenger to get in the back behind your chair. I wish you the best of luck in your recovery, but I swear to God, if you really do pursue this lawsuit, you deserve every bit of shit that will come your way. I hope you rethink this, because this is literally the socialist shit that the lefties that forced you out of your career want from you. Have a good day, sir. Have a good day.